so going back to what Brandon and Zach had said about depression and how there's no correlation and there's no difference in connection with the patient. Basically, the statistics on depression webpage explains that 25% of cancer patients experience depression. So depression is deemed a mental illness. So many of these patients who are combating the illness, and they're also like having to deal with depression as well, adds up to their need to want to die because of the fact that they're not only dealing with the illness but also depression, which is kind of like more so of a risk that they have. And back to also that your body, it's your body and you get to do what you want with it. So basically patients have the right to the kind of treatment they want, including in the Bill of Rights of patients is a person's right to be treated for illness and refuse treatment if this is the option they want. Supporters of the past assert that people or patients should be allowed to end their lives as part of their right to autonomy. Moreover, supporters say that since the act relies on the decision of the patient who can either go through with it or decide otherwise, it is not an influenced option. So even if the law is passed, physicians have the freedom to turn the patient away and not decide to practice it. And then also going back to the Hippocratic Oath, so there is the DNR, so it's like do not resuscitate. So when you go into surgery, they have a form that says that you sign it, and if you're unresponsive, the doctors choose not to resuscitate, and that form you signed it before you go into surgery. And it's kind of hypocritical at the fact that doctors sign this Hippocratic Oath and state that they're going to do anything in their power to save a life, where they're making basically the patient sign this paper and basically choose whether they decide to aid them in like resuscitating them or not. And this DNR, do not resuscitate page or like form is legal in all 50 states. Also, assisted dying has decreased in hospitals and commensurately increased in hospices in the line with good palliative care practice. Yes, these patients are being taken care in hospice and they're given a lot of medications and stuff, but many of the times they're not taken care well enough where like the medication starts taking over them and they don't have like enough control over themselves. So for example, Brittany Maynard, I consider passing away in hospice care at my San Francisco Bay Area home, but even with palliative medication, I could not develop potentially morphine-resistant pain and suffer personally changes in verbal, cognitive, and motor loss of virtually any kind. So taking it back, so many of them are taking medication, but even then they're not responsive enough to be aware that they're being given the medication. And also in 2004, 155 Oregonians, so people from Oregon, obtained prescriptions of 0.004889% of adult population, wrote a state analyst. So not many people, even though it's legal in Oregon, not a lot of people are using it. There's a small amount of people that have decided to go about it this way. Thank you.